How you going? Stevo here with another video, and today I have a tutorial for you. This is a emerald farm. So basically, once you're a little bit established in the game and have a little bit more power to splurge with, and you can, I guess, afford something like this. Auto spawners are not the cheapest thing to run, so if you've got the ability to keep one of these running, then you should be in good stead. As well as that, you need a decent supply of essence before you try and attempt something like this. But moving on, so this is more or less the device. You would want to keep it underground, only because the spawning area of that auto spawner is beyond the area of this tank. But if you made your tank bigger, then then there's no problem. But yeah, anyway, so what I've got here is two liquids: liquid iron, a molten iron, and liquid emerald. So anyway, I'm going to show you everything step by step, and we'll go from there. So first thing you want to do is build yourself a basic smeltery. So you're going to need all of these things. Let's just grab them all. And I've made a little hole in the ground for where we intend to make our thing. We're going to need 3 drains. That's a bit more than normal, but you'll see why later. Oh my gosh. There we go. It's facing outwards. So I like to have the tank on the other side here and have the controller in the middle. So now this bottom layer has to be using seared brick, but every other layer above this bottom layer can be seared stone. So that's something to note. You can save a lot of resources there. And I think we might be able to come up one more, but that's alright. We'll be fine. So yeah. You build your basic shape, and here's our tank, so everything's fine. So let's put some lava in there so it's ready to go. You'll need to fill all this in when you're ready. For right now it won't matter, but when you're ready to start doing things, you're going to need to fill all that in. So let's put that on there and that on there. And then we should be good for all of those. The next phase of the plan is to get yourself an emerald, put it in the casting basin. We need to make a cast. So let's put 2 gold in there, and then 11 iron. So gold will melt faster than the iron, luckily. And we can use the 2 gold for the cast, and the iron in a minute you will understand. And while that's digging, we dig out this area here. We might need to just temporarily at least dig out a little bit here. Let's make some light in here. Alright, so the gold is now melted. We can make our cast. And after this, it should be easy. So we take out the cast. Now we've got room for any more emeralds we decide to take. Now I like to, have an item conduit for the output. So let's get ourselves an item conduit and a tesseract. You can use any frequency or whatever, it doesn't really matter as long as that's inserting and this is extracting with always active. And that's done. Okay, so next thing you want to do, you can also have that just kind of filtering out towards chests or whatever, however you want to do it. It doesn't really matter as long as you have a way of doing it. So let's, just for the sake of seeing the output, let's go to this tesseract and make it come into this chest here. So we'll call this our emerald chest. So let's extract from here and insert here. It's already using spawner. So when emeralds are made, they'll go through there, and yeah, that's it. So the next thing we want to do, the iron is basically melted. So we want to start making things like a tank. Let's go clear our inventory for a second. There we go. And keeping an eye on the keeping the tesseract in our hand. So we need to make 2 things. We need to make an safari net using ender pearls. Let's get one of those. And a tank. So you click on that, you get 2 tanks. We only need 1, but I'll use that one there. So those are the crafting recipes: 4 ender pearls and a ghast here, and just obsidian and paint. So I mean, you can get the recipes from your inventory, but we're going to use those. As well as that, you will need some conduit pipes. I like to use a regular fluid conduit and an ender fluid conduit. We'll also need a redstone clock and 2 torches. I've only got 1 here, but we need 2. So we come down here into this section here, put our clock right there. We're going to need another clock for over here, but we'll worry about that after. Put these on the sides, you'll understand in a minute. Our tank in the middle, our ender fluid on one side, and our fluid on the other. So for right now, this is all messing up because of my texture pack. I'm using Faithful, but yeah, so how much have we got in there? 9. Let's just make an insert for right now. And you know what? Let's turn that off for right now. So we're only importing. Because, actually, you know what? No, the way around. Because what we want to do here is to get ourselves a bucket. And with the bucket, and when there's enough in there, we can extract. So this one will extract, this one just inserts. So we've now got plenty of iron in there, and we want to be able to create a filter. Except that normally would have created an iron bucket. So let's get one manually, I guess. There we go, molten iron bucket. So then we go to our filter here and put that in there. So we'll only extract molten iron. Now that's important because when we go to create the other side and have it constantly go in and out, so that goes out and in. So the iron is constantly in and out of this thing here. So that allows us to keep a little bit in the bottom there, but also it allows us to keep the iron on top. So that's a very important thing. So we can fill in this little room here because this side room is basically done. And we're now ready to get into the spawner. We want to have all of these little holes filled up. I've said that already, but reason being the villagers can spawn in these areas, so we don't want them to spawn. Another thing we want to do is get our clock, but we won't put it in yet. So there'll be a time and a place for that, but now is not that time. So we'll put it right there. Awesome. So let's go and to the top and do the other part. So we want to make, personally I would have made this a little bit deeper if I thought about it, but I didn't think about it. And for that reason, I'm going to put the tesseract on top and the spawner below. Tesseract on top and spawner below. So we'll put our tesseract on that. It's on the right frequency. Good. Next we want to grab our spawner and put him below. So he's now filling up with essence. He's full of power and he's ready to go. All we need to do now is catch ourselves a villager. We can get rid of that. Now I like to put covers over the glass covers over the top of the top. But you know, you can put out whatever you like. If you don't want to look at it, then that's fine. It doesn't really matter what you put up there, but what matters is that, you know, you don't fall in there, I guess, because then you mix blood into the mix and then that just gets confusing. So let's make ourselves into game mode 0 so we can catch a villager, because I've found that it doesn't work unless you do that. So go back to game mode 1. And I didn't know that till I came here. So now we have the villager in there. He should be able to spawn. We then come down here and fill in all the gaps until we have ourselves some essence. So we should already have some essence. Look at that. Now we have basically ensured now that there's not going to be any problems. That'll constantly feed out emerald, or fluid emerald, or liquid emerald, into there and make emeralds when it can. And we're good. That's it. That's our whole thing. So as you can see, the iron stays on top, and that's because it's constantly being pulled out and back in. So yeah, that's it. So let's have a look at our spoils. So after a little bit of time, it builds up really quick. So we fill all that in, and we only have villagers in there. Let's make a top actually. Let's get ourselves some covers, and just fill in around the outside so we can go and walk on it and whatnot. Come on. So there we go. So they will constantly be killed by the iron and keep making us emeralds. Have a look at our chest. So we've got 5 in there already. So yeah. Alright, well that's it. And it, as you can see, it fits nicely into any base setup. And if you've got, you know, essence lying around like I do, it's a nice little addition. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. A little letter. That's all full of essence. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching guys. Thanks for all your support. My name is Stevo and I'll catch you guys next time. See you later.